Max, even though it is just March, the NFL draft is not far away. Believe it or not, the end of April, the NFL draft is coming. There are hundreds and hundreds of outstanding football players that are vying to get taken, hear their names called at the NFL draft, and one of those is one of Round Rock's finest, a Texas high school football product. We are joined by Idaho defensive tackle Glen Antoine. Glen, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I want to ask you, you've had a bit of a long and winding road to get here, but, folks around these parts probably remember you most from your days back there at Round Rock High School, where you were a standout defensive lineman there. For you, from all your college experience, how would you say that playing high school football in Texas prepared you for the next level?
I think high school football in Texas definitely prepared me really well, going into college. Texas football, we take it serious in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So actually going into college, it wasn't really too big of a step for me, the only thing that was different, guys would just be a little bit bigger and, the whole layout and the follow, the whole layout of college and everything like that. But other than that, it wasn't too big of a step.
We hear that a lot. We hear that Texas high school football prepares people for the next level, and the next level for you from Round Rock, you went on to Navarro Junior College, and a lot of folks might say, oh well, what's he doing at Navarro? But it's clear from hearing from you and reading about you that your time at Navarro, albeit brief, and then at another junior college there in Kansas Jayhawk Community College, it seems like that really helped to prepare you for the next level. It seems like there's just been a number of steps that have helped to get you to this level.
Yes, sir, most definitely. My time at Navarro, I had a good time there. The junior college level, I think the junior college level really gets you prepared, for Division I and also the next step because, it's a little different. In junior college, you really have to work hard or, you might get hurt or if you don't produce, they have other guys coming in every year and it's really good athletes in junior college. So I think that it really prepared me well for my next step.
Now, I want to ask you because one thing that's interesting is that you go from Round Rock, Texas. Okay, we can understand. Round Rock to Navarro, it's within the same state. And even Kansas, I can get on board with that. It seems like a natural geographic step. And then the next step is Idaho. That seems like a cult. Was there a bit of culture shock going from the Lone Star State all the way up to Idaho?
Yes, sir, most definitely. It was definitely a big culture shock. I would definitely say, but the most, shock of all is the climate. I'm used to 100-degree weather and stuff, and then to go to, 20 degrees to sometimes negative degree weather, it definitely was a big shock.
And moving up there, the other shock that comes along is that, this past year, Idaho had just a terrific season. Their first winning record since 2009. The Vandals go 9-4. For you, how kind of gratifying was it to finish your college career with such a high and taking the Vandals program to new heights?
It felt really well. That's one of the things Coach Petrino, when he recruited me and when I came in, that he told us, that we just got to keep pushing to be able to get to the bowl game and have a winning season. And, a lot of people didn't believe in us at first, but our team, we always believed that this year, we're going to make a difference. And I'm just happy, everything panned out for the best. And that 9-4 season this year, it helped the program out and just the whole school in general. So everyone, the school, the program, everyone was, excited and knew that we're going to do well.
We're talking with Idaho defensive tackle and Round Rock's finest, Glen Antoine, here on DCTF Live. Get involved with the conversation, #DCTF Live. And now, we talk about steps. Here comes the next step. You're preparing for the NFL draft, and I feel like with all the attention, being paid to maybe the guys who are going to go in the first 3 picks, people maybe don't pay attention to the guys who are going to get picked in the later rounds. What has this process been like for you preparing for the NFL draft?
It's been a really great process, from the training to, different things, meeting with coaches, the All-Star games. So it's been definitely an interesting process and long process. I can't wait to end up wrapping up. But right now, I'm just preparing. I'm just worried about my pro day that's coming up. Actually, it'll be Thursday. So I've been training a lot for that down at Hit Center Austin in Cedar Park. So, I'm just really just waiting and hopefully hear my name called when the day comes.
And you mentioned your pro day is coming up. What is it that you feel like you want to show to pro scouts, to folks who are going to be paying attention to your pro day? What is it that you want to what kind of message do you want to send to those folks?
I want to send to those scouts, that I'm one of the strongest in the country and that I have a lot of exposure, for a bigger guy. I want to make sure when they leave my pro day that they know that.
And then I want to ask you, Glenn, there's one thing worth mentioning is that you do come from an athletic background. Folks may not know, but your dad played college basketball at Wayland Baptist, and then played for the arena football team, the Austin Rockers down there. So my question is, I know that 6'4", 321 guys aren't necessarily kicking around the arena league, but at the same time, I mean, is there did you get any sort of advice from Dad, knowing that he comes from that athletic background?
Yes, sir, most definitely. My dad has always taught me, to work hard, and just growing up, we would lift weights, hit the field. It was long nights of working out, with my dad, and he instilled toughness and, just hard work and drive into me, and just being in Texas, that's something that you have to have, especially when playing football, because that's really they're really important in the state of Texas. So yes, my dad gave me a lot of advice, and he still helps me out to this day.
He is Glen Antoine. You may want to remember that name because you may be hearing it at the NFL draft coming up at the end of April. Follow him on Twitter at BigG_Antoine. And Glenn, appreciate your time. Congratulations on all your success, and best of luck at your pro day and down the road.
I want to thank you guys, for giving me the opportunity to be able to interview with you guys. Coming out of high school, being on Dave Campbell's, that's real important. So I want to thank you guys.
Hey, man, we hear that a lot, and we certainly appreciate it. We're happy to shine a light on one of Texas high school football's finest. So best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.